Mr. Trump may have said some bad words, but Bill Clinton raped me, and Hillary Clinton threatened me.
Why did you say you touched me without consent, Mr. Trump?
Go ahead and ask Bill Clinton.
All right, before last night's debate, Donald Trump did a press conference with three of Bill Clinton's accusers, Paula Jones, Kathleen Willey, and Juanita Broaddrick, and a woman named Kathy Shelton. She was allegedly raped at 12 years of age, and Hillary Clinton actually defended the man who was accused of sexually assaulting her. After the debate, I spoke with three of the victims. Watch. Right, just before the debate tonight, and it did come up during the debate tonight, is the behavior of Bill Clinton. These are women that have been affected by Bill or Hillary Clinton in some way. Kathy Shelton was 12 years old when she was a victim of rape, and the defense attorney, of course, was Hillary Clinton in that case. Kathy, thank you for being with us. Kathleen Willey, I've known you many, many years. You tell a story about being groped and grabbed and fondled and kissed against your will in the Oval Office. And Juanita Broaddrick, you told me, I think it was one of, if not the hardest interview I ever did in my life when I went to your place in Arkansas.
Right.
And I did the second interview with you.
Right, it was hard to tell. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, for you it was hard to tell and hard to live through, and you have made a point of coming all the way here. Tell me why.
I just think it's so important when people were talking about, Hillary in her campaign were talking about the words that Donald Trump uttered. And he's very embarrassed. He's regretful. He's apologetic for those words. But I've never heard one apology for what Hillary Clinton did to me when she threatened me after her husband raped me. I did have an apology from Bill Clinton, although he'll never admit it, but I'd like to see him do it in person. You know, they took away a lot from me, and years that I'll never get back. I just thought it was important to say that.
Yeah. Do you think that issues to bed your presence here? You wanted to send a message, actions are different than words?
I think the thing that concerns me the most is the mainstream media continues to talk about Bill Clinton's infidelities. Rape, sexual assault, sexual harassment are not infidelity.
Right.
They're not.
Right.
They are crimes and they are felonies. And that's why I'm here. I want to stress that.
Kathy, your story is different. You sadly went through a rape when you were 12 years old. The defense attorney was Hillary Clinton. A tape was revealed that shows her laughing and saying, oh, he took a lie detector test. Of course he passed, but then she goes on to say, I forever lost faith in lie detector tests, which means she knew or felt he was guilty. But she defended this man, and as part of the defense, smeared you.
Yes, sir, and at 12 years old, she put me through so much, and I didn't even know until 2006 that she was my defense attorney, or defense's attorney. And she put me through so much that no child would want to go through. And at every speech I've heard her take, and she says, I'm for children and I'm for women. Okay, I'm a child at 12 years old. Evidently, she said she knew me for 6 months, and I liked older men. I only lived there 2 months, so how could she know me for 6 months?
So she smeared you?
Yes, sir, she did.
And joining us now is someone who saw firsthand Bill Clinton's questionable conduct in the White House, the author of Crisis of Character, former Secret Service officer Gary Byrne, also with us, Fox News contributor Mercedes Schlapp. Officer Byrne, you tell stories about him and women in the Oval Office, and specifically, you even tried to help clean up some of the mess without being too graphic.
Yeah, first of all, Sean, thank you. It's nice to see you again. Yes, I describe a story in my book, Crisis of Character, where after an interlude with a woman, the Navy steward brought forward some towels that had obviously fluids from a man, and he was embarrassed, he was appalled, and I felt bad for the steward, so I had him put the towels in a plastic bag and I destroyed them. Many of these things that you hear these women talk about, I don't know how people can't believe them.
And you saw this happen on a fairly regular basis.
Yeah, I talk about in my book that I testified to at least one incident with towels, and then another incident with tissues and lipstick, and it happened so often that we had a hard time of keeping track of who it could have been.
Oh my gosh. Mercedes, I know you and Matt, your husband, have come under fire for supporting Donald Trump. And we saw what Paul Ryan did today in Republican outrage over Donald Trump's words. But they're silent about Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton's actions. And the systematic smearing, slander, besmirching of these women. I, for the life of me, cannot understand what is wrong with these people.
Well, I find that for us, we would want to see the party be united, Sean. I think, at this point, it's very easy to point the finger all at Donald Trump, and obviously the massive media coverage of the really offensive video and audio that we had to listen to. But at the same time, I do think that it's important for Ryan and those in Congress to really recognize that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton have a history of being really what they've done, of targeting, humiliating, discrediting women. I think, as Gary pointed out, and the fact is that do we really want to reintroduce that into the White House? And I think that's a very critical question that American voters have to ask themselves, Sean. And so I do find it.
Tape, Mercedes, where she's laughing and bragging. I even gave the rapist a lie detector test, and he passed it, which forever, took away any trust I have in lie detector tests, knowing that he's guilty. And this woman has now suffered the rest of her life. If Donald Trump did that, what would it be like?
I think, again, it's just a double standard, and I think that it would be so much more helpful for Republicans to come together and defeat Hillary Clinton with so much that's on the line in terms of the agenda that we need to move forward in America, in terms of the Supreme Court, in terms of economic growth. But unfortunately, we're stuck in this battle. The video that was absolutely offensive, indefensible, but at the same time, he has apologized, but I don't think many of these Republicans are willing to forgive him.
All right, guys, thank you all for being with us. Appreciate it. Also, last night I caught up